Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into the world of apparel manufacturing. We're going to break down the entire process, from the very first cut of fabric to the final quality check. Let's get started right at the source. The journey of any garment begins with cutting. This is the first and most critical step, because any mistake made here is irreversible. It all starts with fabric relaxation. For knit fabrics, this means letting them rest for 24 to 48 hours, with a maximum spread height of 4 inches. Woven fabrics need about 12 to 24 hours. The goal is to release any tension from the roll, which stabilizes the fabric and prevents future shrinkage. We even measure the fabric before and after relaxing to track the change. Next is preparing the lay. The direction we lay the fabric, whether it's one way, face-to-face, or zigzag, depends on the print and texture. The height of the lay is determined by the fabric's weight and what our cutting machine can handle. For slippery fabrics like viscose, we use special anti-slip paper between layers to keep everything in place. Then comes marker planning. Think of this as a strategic puzzle. We aim for a marker efficiency of 82 to 88% for knits and 85 to 92% for wovens. This means we're trying to use as much fabric as possible with minimal waste. We also have to ensure the size ratios in the marker match the order sheet perfectly. For striped or checked fabrics, alignment is key, with a tiny tolerance of just plus or minus 2 millimeters at the seams. Now, for the actual cutting, we choose our tool based on the job. It could be a straight knife, a round knife, or even a fully automated CAD cutter. Blades need to be sharpened frequently, about every 8 to 10 minutes, to ensure a clean cut. It's crucial to maintain a 90-degree angle to the fabric to avoid beveled edges. After cutting, we immediately measure the panels and compare them to the pattern. They must be within a 2 millimeter tolerance. Finally, the cut pieces are numbered and bundled. Each bundle is organized by size, color, and purchase order. This strict discipline is vital. Mixing up panels is a major reason for shipping garments with the wrong sizes, so this step prevents chaos down the line. With all our pieces perfectly cut and organized, we move on to the sewing floor. Sewing quality is a blend of machine setup, operator skill, and process discipline. Let's look at the technical details. The machine setup is crucial. For a single jersey fabric, we'd use a ballpoint needle, size 9 to 11, with about 12 stitches per inch. For sturdy denim, a sharp needle, size 11 to 16, with 8 to 10 stitches per inch is better. Thread tension must be perfectly balanced, with no loops on the top or bottom. We also adjust the feed dog pressure based on the fabric's weight and change needles every 8 hours or so to prevent fabric damage. Certain operations are higher risk and require extra attention. These include attaching the neck, inserting zippers and collars, setting pockets, and adding waistbands. Even a small error here can compromise the whole garment. We constantly inspect for seam alignment, making sure it's within a 2 millimeter tolerance, and check that left and right sides are symmetrical. We also look for puckering and any needle damage under a magnifying light. Inline quality control is our secret weapon. We categorize defects as critical, major, or minor, and use quality control tools to solve recurring problems on the spot. Think of it as having quality gates throughout the production line to ensure we catch issues early. But how do we know the garment will perform well over time? That's where lab testing comes in. We run a series of tests to validate performance. For example, we test for shrinkage to ensure dimensional stability, and spirality to check for twisting in knits, which should be less than 4%. Color fastness tests tell us how well the dye holds up to washing. We also test for rubbing fastness, tensile strength, and pH levels for skin safety. And critically, we check for formaldehyde, which must be below 75 parts per million. Based on these shrinkage test results, we can even adjust our patterns to get the final garment measurements just right. After sewing and testing, we head to the finishing department. The flow is methodical, trimming all loose threads, spot cleaning if needed, checking measurements, ironing, folding, and finally, packing into poly bags and cartons. Ironing is a science in itself. We control steam pressure and bed temperature precisely, which can range from 120 to 160 degrees Celsius depending on the fabric. We also have to verify how tumble drying might affect shrinkage. Measurement checks are done on a perfectly flat table in a controlled environment. The pass or fail tolerance is tight, plus or minus half a centimeter for woven garments and 1 centimeter for knits. The last step before shipping is the final quality control audit. We use an AQL standard, which stands for Acceptable Quality Limit. While we might have a 1% tolerance for major defects, there is 0 tolerance for critical issues like oil stains, broken seams, holes, wrong sizes, or mixed panels. The best approach isn't to just find defects at the end, but to prevent them from happening in the first place by controlling every step of the process. And that's the complete journey of a garment. Mastering apparel manufacturing is all about discipline and building quality into the process from the very start. It's not just inspected at the end. It's crafted with care at every single stage. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more insights into the world of manufacturing. See you in the next video.